For most of us, when we think about incorporating a new technology into the classroom, we ask ourselves, how hard is this? How long will it take me? Will this work with what I'm doing? So although audience response systems or clickers have many options in the classroom, one of the most common is simply taking an existing PowerPoint presentation and adding some quizzing, polling, or interactive slides. So I want to show you how easy it is to create an interactive slide using the Turning Technology software as an example. So to do this, you need three things. Very easy. You need the Turning Technology software, which is a free download, a brand new PowerPoint presentation, and of course, you need the clickers themselves. Once you do this, you have a brand new tab, the Turning Point 2008 tab, shown here in yellow. And you will also see the two pink arrows. One is pointing to the new tab, and the one on the left is a special button called Insert Slide. This is the one that we're going to start with. Now here I've shown you one of my PowerPoint presentations. I teach microbiology, and we talk a lot about bacteria like Streptococci, and we talk about these factors called virulence factors that allow the bacterium to cause disease. One of the toughest things for students is to understand which virulence factor goes with which bacterium, so I want to create a quiz slide. I'm going to do that by clicking on that Insert Slide button up at the top that we talked about before. It's shown here in the pink arrow. And as soon as I do that, a number of options will drop down. Basically, these are options to add a new slide into my PowerPoint presentation in a wide variety of forms. On this slide, you see all those options bracketed in yellow. I'm going to go for the top one, which really just says a vertical slide. What I'm going to do is, after I talk about Streptococci, I want a quiz to come up with a multiple choice question to ask the students which of the virulence factors belong to Streptococci, and I want their answers to pop up as a vertical histogram. That's why I chose the vertical slide. As soon as I make that choice, I see something that looks just like a PowerPoint slide, but here, where I'd normally have a title, is going to be the base question. And where I would normally put bullets, these are the possible answers. So in my case, my base question, as we've talked about, is which of the virulence factors doesn't belong to Streptococci, and my answers will be the multiple choice themselves. To add this information is very simple. Just like in PowerPoint, all we have to do is click on the box we're about to type in. You can also see that you begin to see the beginnings of that vertical histogram on the right-hand side that I was talking about. Here, there's only one possible answer, number one, so there's only one column. As we add answers, we'll see more columns. But first, let's add the question itself. I've now typed in which is not a significant virulence factor of Streptococci, and I'm going to list a number of them. All will be right, except one, which doesn't come from Streptococci. It comes from another unrelated bacterium called E. coli, and I want to know if the students can pick that out. As I do this, you're going to see a couple of things. You will see the answers appear, and you'll also see additional vertical columns for that histogram begin to appear. Here you can see just that. I've added two answer choices, and now the pink arrow shows that we have two columns for the histogram itself. You also see some panels that look just like a PowerPoint. On the far left is the slide sorter. On the far right shows us the correct answers for our quiz. Here I've added all four of my questions. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of these are significant virulence factors for Streptococci except one, number 3, endotoxin. That's the right answer, and a student who's been with me the whole time knows that that is not for Streptococci. Now when I go to this slide, my PowerPoint presentation, it gives the students an opportunity to push their clickers and answer that question. And this is what they would see. As those answers come in, you can see the percentage of students that chose each answer. Now, this would be a problem for me because remember, the right answer is number 3. It's the red bar. And only 27% of my students were able to pick out that endotoxin was not from Streptococci, but some other organism. This gives me the ability to ask those students, well, gee, why did you pick number 1? And to go back and talk about these organisms again. One of the other possibilities is to assign a particular clicker to a particular student. And here I show you the participant list in Turning Technology software. And you can track what how each student responded with their name, their ID number, and in the red and green column, the actual question, the actual answer that they gave.